Your hometown news station is AM-1300 KGLO. Streaming live online at KGLOAM.com and on our KGLO News Facebook page this morning. We are going to talk about the Greater Mason City Chamber of Commerce. Nate Ruge is joining us. And what is your official title so I don't mess it up?
I know. I've been around town doing all sorts of stuff. But, yep, I'm the official membership director. So, I always like to think of myself as the one who's out there shaking hands, kissing babies. No, just really trying to make sure our members feel welcome, feel included, are involved, and we're always open to inviting new people to join us and be part of the chamber.
You bet. Slide in a little closer to that microphone. We want to make sure we can hear you. I mean, get right up to it. Turn it a little bit there.
There we go.
There you go.
See, how's that?
Oh, you sound great now. You sounded pretty good before,
okay, thanks.
Well, something that we've had with our radio stations in the past and kind of had fallen by the wayside, and now we're going to get started again, is the Be Our Guest program here on KGLO. And actually we look a little lightning outside the studio window here. We'd had it over on our sister station, KRIB, for a long time and kind of fell off the wayside. And now we're going to get it started back again. But the biggest thing is the Greater Mason City Chamber of Commerce has a lot of great member businesses and organizations. And this is something that we want to do to help feature those businesses and organizations, whether it's somebody that's been a long member of the community or somebody that's starting up a new business, and get the community to know them.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things that we hear about from a lot of our members is that marketing is hard. Getting your voice out there, getting your brand out there, really it's the new challenge. There's so much going on out there and so much expectation. And we just thought that this is something that is such a great asset for our community. You guys have been such a great voice. It's a great way to communicate out with people about new and exciting things going on, new businesses that are coming to our community, as like you said, as well as those longstanding great businesses that we have. Maybe there's something exciting on the horizon or something that they'd like to feature. And so it's just a really great program. We're really thankful that we get to do this with you guys. Right. And it should be a really wonderful thing going forward.
Well, I'm trying to remember back when we had the annual meeting back in October. That was a long time ago. October was a long, long time ago. Mm-hmm. Well, some of the things that were, discussed with chamber members was about marketing. Mm-hmm. And obviously we're in a world where we know radio's not the only thing, or TV's not the only thing, or newspaper's not the only thing like it used to be 25 years ago or whatever. There's a lot of different places people can market their products.
Yeah, definitely. And, we really try to make that part of our membership packages that we offer. Is, one of the big points of the chamber is that networking. And that involves in-person, that involves digital, that involves things sent out through social media, but also over the air using our traditional methods as well, print ads, things that can go in our newsletters. And so when we looked at the whole scope of what's really important for businesses to get out of the chamber, we really need to deliver on that aspect of communicating their message, getting their name out there. And what a great way to come and hang out with you, Bob.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's the most important part,
Absolutely.
Right? My follow-up question was going to be, maybe somebody has a business and is listening and they may not be a member of the Chamber of Commerce. Why should they be?
Yeah, it's been really fun. I started up in January, and I've been really lucky to be around the chamber quite a bit. I know my wife, Kara Ruge, for a number of years was the program director over there and helped out with Band Fest and all sorts of great things. So I think I've had kind of an outside-inside view of the chamber and how important it is to have relationships in your community. I think it's one of the biggest strengths of Mason City, to be honest, is our size, that we're still able to know so many people, but there are also so many people that are great to get to know. And when you look at a chamber of our size, we really deliver quite a bit. In fact, just starting in January, but they just were nominated for Chamber of the Year through the American Association of Chamber Commerce Executives. So that's a really, really big award to kind of be nominated for. And a lot of that goes to the credit of the staff that's been there, but also to our members who have really made it a priority to spend time with each other, to get to know each other, to make those partnerships. A chamber is only as strong as the people that are involved in it and the businesses that are involved in it. And so we're really happy as a staff to offer programs and to offer opportunities to market and do those things. But really, if somebody is looking at the chamber, the biggest thing is if you want to get to know your community better, know the businesses are there, make those friendships, make those relationships, and hopefully grow your business through the best way possible, which is word of mouth and trust. Chamber's just a really great launching pad to get your business out there. But it's not easy. It does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to get to meet people, but we really try to make it a really great thing that if you are able to get involved, we really try to make sure it's worth your time.
And I know chamber members in the past they may have had a question about something that involves their business, and they're not sure where can I go to answer this question or that question or whatnot. And I think I remember one of our chamber members had an issue with a liquor license being renewed, or first time getting a liquor license for their business, and they were getting kind of the runaround on what they should be doing properly. And to get that established, the chamber pointed that person in the right direction, or to the right person.
Yeah. I think that's my favorite part of my job specifically is if somebody reaches out to me and says, hey, I'd like to get in touch with so-and-so, like they have the idea, they just need the connection point. In fact, I had a business yesterday that called that was trying to get in touch with somebody at the Mason City Historical Preservation. And we were able to point them right in the direction, get contact info, and send that right over with a person, not just a blank phone number. We even talk about that in our benefits. We have our preferred referrals. It's one thing to refer a business. It's another thing to say, hey, you should go meet Amy over at so-and-so business.
Right.
To have those relationships and be able to connect people, I think it makes a big difference. And again, that's what the chamber wants to do, is to be that trustworthy organization that really can make life a little bit easier and do some of that legwork for you.
Well, I think, the chamber's also taken an attitude here in the last year or so, wanting to make sure those connections in the community are good ones, and, getting the feel for the community as well on what the community wants. I know, there's, the community meeting involving, what should be, ideas for the mall, I think there's another, those types of conversations that's coming up here in the near future to talk about some things, but that's been another focus that the chamber has been doing here the last year or so.
Yeah. It kind of goes back to the emphasis of that strategic planning last fall, is that this is not the chamber's story to tell. This is the chamber's job, is to help the community tell its story. And so we have some really, really great people with great ideas. That mall, the mall conversation, dreaming about what could be there. I know having our local leaders, having residents, having business owners all in that same room and having constructive conversation about where we can really look at. I mean, I still love the idea of plopping a Costco in there. I mean, that was maybe my favorite idea. I get that not everything's a reality, but to bring joy, to bring humor, to bring great ideas, that's that creativity. When you have that going, I always like to think of creativity and criticism are kind of polar opposites. The more that we allow people to be creative and find joy and find that in each other and in our community, it's going to take some of that criticism and the skepticism. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be obstacles and things that don't go well. But as a community, I think Mason City really sets itself apart in terms of its ability to critically think and come up with solutions to ideas.
And, the chamber's been, very active in making sure that, our government officials hear from, the city level. And I know Colleen was just out, and we had Stacy Dawn from the Clear Lake Chamber in here earlier in the week talking about the trip that a delegation made out to Washington, D.C. here earlier this month, but now we're on July. Back last month, I guess we have to say now. So a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. And it just, again, another opportunity where we can show our strength as a region. Obviously, we have our communities that we serve, but as a whole, as a group of individuals that lead and really try to be a good representation of our area, what a strong presence to send out there. Also, if you haven't seen on Facebook, go follow our page, but you can look on there. also look how much fun they have together. I think that's another thing that it's one thing for city leaders to put the time in and put the work in, but you also see the joy that's out there and the way that they represent us. And that joy is infectious. I think people see that, and they see all of the great relationships that we have across those. Again, that sets our area up for success. When people from the outside are looking in going, wow, they actually seem like they like working with each other. It really, and we genuinely do. It's great to see leaders come in the building and collaborate, for everybody to take off kind of their huge role, or, maybe the power struggles that exist in other communities. We really just don't see that. We really see collaboration, and a lot of really great relationships. So.
Well, I'm glad the chamber golf outing wasn't scheduled for today.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's just pouring out here at Radio Park
we really dodged that one. I'm pretty sure we had just finished up about 5:00, and as we started to load, it started, the heavens opened up and it started to drop quite a bit of rain, and credit to the staff out there at Highland, Nick and them. They even had some trees that blew down the night before. That course was just in pristine condition, and we had a ton of fun. I think we had almost 40 groupings out there, and a lot of fun, a lot of great golf, and hopefully some really good conversations and new relationships.
Well, if somebody wants to be on the Be Our Guest program here in the near future, what should they be doing to get involved? Talk
Absolutely.
about that.
Yeah, we'd love to get them signed up. We're planning to do this every week on Wednesday mornings, and obviously we'll have some special events in there. But if you're interested in getting on here to tell your story a little bit, to share some exciting things going on, get in touch with us at the chamber. You can just give us a call, 641-423-5724. If you want to ask for Keegan Barkema, who is our marketing associate, she just does a wonderful job of getting people scheduled for different publications and newsletter blasts and all those things. She's really going to be helping us line these up. But honestly, any of us at the chamber, if you give us a call, we'll get you signed up, and really get you connected. And again, hopefully help you tell your story a little bit better, and be out there in the community.
All right. Anything else you want to add before we let you go?
Nope. Just want to thank you, Bob, for all you do. I know Bob serves on our board at the chamber, and just really brings a great presence. And so we're thankful for your local leadership, for your voice, and we love doing this with you guys and appreciate you.
Well, we look forward to getting this program started up again, and telling the community about some of the great members of the Mason City Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Mason City Chamber of Commerce.
You got it, Bob.
Nate, appreciate you stopping in, and hopefully you'll stay dry the rest of the day. So
try.
All right.
Thanks, Bob.
You bet. Nate Ruge with the Greater Mason City Chamber of Commerce here on your hometown news station, AM-1300 KGLO. 8:40.